Alright, people. B.O.L.T here with the quickest entertainment I can give you. I'm going to straight up tell you guys this. I am not going to remember all of this, so I'm going to have to make a script for it, and I'm going to be doing some script reading for a lot of this video. And because previous content and later content, except for like a video that should have came out by then, you should have known my office space has changed yet again. But I kind of don't want to take away from time. There's a lot of time constraints happening right now, so I don't really have the time to kind of go over this office space every single time I do it. So until November, if anything changes in terms of the office, I will not say anything unless it is on stream. But to quickly kind of give you an idea, yeah, we got some room. We finally got some room. I had somebody live with me to be kindly obligated to do so, but we can finally get some VR in here. I'm going to work on that highly. That might be a part of this announcement. But for right now, bigger space, more decoration, more personalities coming to the office space, and definitely VR is going to be worked on. And I think I've seen some stuff to possibly get a better connection for streaming and VR stuff. So, anyways, let's get into this. Like I said, I will be script reading. This thing took me like a while to do it. So, alright. So, and this is also a welcome and a precursor to the 10th anniversary countdown on YouTube. This video will act as our welcome video for new faces and will be an advert to the upcoming events throughout October. This is technically the start of this month, the long celebration by having an extra video come out on both B.O.L.T and SP instead of taking over that slot, because I'd rather make sure their content still comes out like normal, and I don't want to interrupt that. So today you'll have your normal videos, it's just this one is an addition. That way, hey, we have a new introductory video. But yeah, yay, extra content, yay! So let's just get into the basic knowledge for those newbies. Get it out of the way, that way this introductory video is an introductory video for them. And I'll try to speed through that way we can get to the stuff, because you know, people that are around here for years, they don't want to stick around for all that. I will be doing chapters. That way, if you really want to just get to the news and you want to skip the introductory, do so. We'll be also going through over some stuff. So I will be going into some detail. So let's move on to our main channel. I think it's probably best to do this for this. It's a little lopsided. Okay. Alright, so going over to our main channel, B.O.L.T. I'm getting used to it. Like I said, it's flipped. So this has been around, and I've been uploading since October 12th of 2015. I've been recording this on August 31st, by the way, so this is almost a month ahead of schedule. So this is very possibly going to be 600 subscribers, but we passed 500 in the last month or so. And we've been kind of like actually taking good tracking versus like past years to the next 100. So I'm very happy about that. We will definitely be saying something if it happened before this. We're still working on Discord. Hopefully that's come out by now. Anyways, so here we have recently have a schedule for Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Extra content does release sometimes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I've been doing 2 gaming series that get 40-minute to an hour a week. So you get about 4 hours of content a week. I generally play bigger series or more well-known trending games on here. Going into the history of this channel, I used to go by my name. I used to go by Flaming, and I used to go by Flame Bolt Shooter, which you'll see all over the channel, because that is, I think it's been a few years since I changed it to just Bolt. But I did change my name to just Bolt because it is more simple and YouTuberish. Flaming, I didn't want to change my name. I didn't want to keep my name because it's just like, come on, privacy. Then Flaming, just I didn't like. Bolt Shooter I landed on for years, but rather recently I decided to change it to Bolt to be simple and to kind of have more meaning behind it. Because while I do love crossbows, and that's the whole reason why Bolt Shooter did happen, this channel doesn't really associate with them, or Bolt for that matter. So I kind of wanted the idea of Bolt to be more quick, or like the lightning bolt. But getting into the past like content creation, I didn't know what to do at first. It was just post to post, like I'm bored, I kind of just want to blah blah blah, welcome, that kind of stuff. Then I got into skits, toy reviews. I did some reviews on The Walking Dead. I kind of did some stuff I don't care for nowadays, where I just kind of like screen grabbed and threw something and said, oh, here's this death of this character on it. There's a few-minute clip. I don't care for that. I'll react to it and change it like you're supposed to, but I'm not just going to throw the clip out as content. But that's stuff I used to do. But I did fell on gaming as the topic. I started this channel when I was only 15, and I got my very first paycheck. And that did lead me getting to my first ever phone, which was a simple touch screen that had almost no actual, like, you couldn't play half the games that were out at that time. There was also, like, recording software you could do. That phone did not have none of that. So I did have a camera though, and while it was cheap and kind of crappy for some videos, it did give me the ability to make a YouTube. And I ended up building like a tower out of like these, like, not Legos, but like it was like a robots kit that I made a tower, and I started recording on a TV. So I just put my phone to the TV level and just started recording. I did this for my Wii, and then on my second paycheck, I did get an Xbox 360. And let me quickly look up Survival Instinct. Because Survival Instinct, this right here is the series that I'm pretty sure started my 360 / actual gameplay stuff. But else than that, it was kind of just like whatever I had at the time. I'm in a poor family at that period, but that's all I could get a hold of. Let me go ahead. But when I uploaded and I started getting money, I started getting better jobs, started getting better money. I upgraded to the Xbox One, and that had the Upload Studio. I was eventually able to get a better phone for better games and newer games, and installed the recording apps, such as GameDuck. My original playthrough on Upload Studio was, I think, Slender. So let me go ahead and get that up. I'm not trying to. Yeah. Yeah, this is my Slender playlist, and it was 7 years ago that I started to do Slender the Arrival. But then the next thing with the phone upgrades It did allow me to actually record gameplays on mobile games. And I hate this exists, but one of the most random games I decided to play at the time, somehow, some way, is my second most popular
Fire tower at him.
game to video, not game, my second most viewed video up to date. This stupid little cube has got me almost basically 50,000 views, basically, for no reason. I have so many much better content, better thought, better processing. This somehow blew it out and is still blowing it out. Explain to me. Explain to me. Anyways, it just, I'm sorry, I can't believe it. There's no reason behind it. Eventually, I got myself a laptop with, then using my first, in 2020, we had our little pandemic, that there was, the US had those payments. On the first payment, I didn't get any of the others, but in that first payment, I was able to get myself most of the equipment for a PC, because I already had a TV and stuff. It was just mostly the tower and I think a mic, and that got me rolling. And that's kind of where I am today. I am sorry, I will say this, I am sorry to the people that who have been on this channel for years, that have felt that I have been doing a lot of empty promises. I feel bad for them. I'm very, ooh, it eats me up every day because it's so many things that I even feel that it's empty promises, is that I was always promising to learn new things, like better content creation, better editing skills, but it feels like I've almost adapted that unedited style. It's not on purpose, mind you, but my content making doesn't make money, so I have to have a full-time job. I have to work an 8-hour job on top of doing content creation. So while I have the weekends and I can do some stuff with that, I'm slowly learning as I go with what little time I have. And not to mention, I have 2 channels and a streaming, so it's oh boy. Not to mention I have other things I want to do, go see other people. It's ridiculous. Time management is a big problem with me, and I need to figure something out soon. But I will still be looking into the editing software, and hopefully ideas for funner content. Moving on to the second channel. Let me go ahead and pop that up. SP Studios. This is my second channel. This is more of a passion project channel. As of this recording, we are nearing almost 50 subs. This one doesn't have a lot of content. It's only at 400 views versus the 3.3 thousand videos I have on my B.O.L.T channel. But this is a passion project. It's not meant to be trendy. It is meant to be fun. For me especially. But there will be we've been doing a lot of Nancy Drew mysteries, mobile games, nostalgia, summary, skits, podcast-like content. And we recently started reactions, especially the Murder Drones reactions, which they will be mentioned later. But this channel is of that flow. And if you kind of notice that a lot of the things I said, people who've been on the B.O.L.T channel for a while, a lot of those are keywords I would have used through the years of B.O.L.T. You know, summaries, podcasts, skits, mobile games, Nancy Drew. That's stuff that used to be on B.O.L.T that made its way over here because that stuff doesn't get views. That stuff is kind of niche content. and that's why it is a passion project channel, because I like to make content on those things. Some people might like it too, and I'm giving them an option for more content, but it's more niche stuff. A small history with this channel was it is originally B.O.L.T fam, because it is a setup during my high school years. I had a bunch of friends that started YouTube channels, but and I wanted a place for them to all convene. So it's like, hey, here's this email, here's this password. We can all log in and upload as whatever we wanted. So it's just a bunch of creators in one place. It was going to be a group channel, but as quick as they jumped on YouTube, they stopped posting. And in my late teens to early like adulthood, it was also a place for friends to just, hey, let's all join up together and make some content. One of my favorite things was just like a small little skit between some friends. We got some little equipment, little toys to make a little funny skit about Roman noodles and how you speak it. That was the fun stuff we used to make. But we all know the story about adulthood. It hits most people, and it kind of is like your time and your bonds. They either are so constrained, or you don't have a time to hold that relationship, so they end. And it's just a natural thing that happens with how things are right now. Let me just get rid of this so it stops taking your attention. A quick thing I will not stew on that I have to mention, and I am sorry for kind of doing a tangent, but just something that I had to bring up. In my early content and even my most popular video, which I will go and quickly get up. Tap wrestling. This is my most viewed video, same as GrowCube. This is actually above the 50,000 view count, and this has, if you can see the guy in the black, this guy over here was one of the people originally a part of the B.O.L.T fam, but this guy in the black is known as Raw Soldier to a lot of you in the early days. This is actually an ex-friend of mine. I'm not trying to put it completely bad. This is why I'm not trying to stew on it. But I knew this guy back in sixth grade, and we were doing fine. But once we got into our 20s, it's like a switch flipped. And I kind of want to just quickly explain that to anyone. Like, I have a comment on these that are like, I would like to see these guys come back. I don't have good relations with these people. That will not happen ever again unless some reason they reach out to me. And I'm a very forgiving person and very kind. I will go out of my way to try to be there for them. But almost nothing. He didn't want to do anything with content creation at that time once he hit our 20s. And so it's just like he didn't want to make any videos with me. He started letting the Raw channel die. And he just started being cold to me in general. And he kind of had one of those personalities that I hate for adults, is just, I have work, I have my personal task, I have my chores, I have things that, I want to do at the home, and I go to bed. That is it. Where's your exploration? Where's all that? And I'm not hating on people who do this. People just want simplified lives with cycles and stuff. But it does, there were two different people that rubbed against each other, and it kind of made us do our own thing. But our friendship was extremely strained, and it wasn't even the shadow of its former self at that point. And I kind of just want to end this with some quick reasonings. I don't know for sure. I'm just getting this from people that were close to him at that time. But to my knowledge, it sounded like either drama or like a patty lack of trust. This guy, I used to have here's my girlfriend, make sure she gets home. I have full trust in you. that would not be said for me, even though I would never do that to anyone, even if I barely knew them. But yeah, sorry for bringing this up, but he is a vital part of the foundation of these channels, and that is why I'm not trying to bash on him. I'm just saying he needs to be brought up because, well, he made it to where it was starting to crumble and knocking down what I built as B.O.L.T, but there are private and completely removed videos that I did remove because I didn't want that to be a personality of this channel, because it's just like, yes, I want the memories to still exist, but I have to remove a majority of them because I don't want it to be like, hey, this guy is associated with the channel. I don't want that. A quick thing is that also there's some people that might say, but there's also some other videos that didn't have them in it, and why are those removed is because we also had that YouTube lawsuit where they were taking information from kids, cookies basically, and I had to remove content because they had a chance to either sue me or like come after me with a huge thing, and I didn't have it like that, so I'm not gonna give it a chance. But one of my series that I hated to delete at that time was Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, which I am looking into possibly coming back, but that is a series that I really wanted to keep up, but it got deleted at that time. But returning back to the point, I wanted to show him and kind of the friendship of that time the respect it deserves. Like I said, I am still like, personally, I'm like, I don't know what happened. It's kind of a little pettyish, but it's kind of whatever. You do you, I'll do me. As long as we don't get into a fight, I'm happy. I'm happy with whatever happens to you, and I pray for happiness and stuff. Finally, I'm moving on to the Twitch channel. This is my live stream channel. B.O.L.T here, that's my name at that time, so I went with it, and I think it is stuck like that. I would like to change it. We'll see. This is the same schedule as B.O.L.T, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I did forget to mention that SP Studios follows opposite, where they will come out every Monday with a Nancy Drew video, and then sometimes there is wacky Nancy Drews are Mystery Mondays, Wacky Wednesdays, and Freedom Fridays on SP. It was a small little thing that I kind of skipped over. But like I was saying, this is very similar to B.O.L.T. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays with extra content. If I feel like it, or if something huge like Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic came out, jump on it immediately. We have been doing a lot of Lego games and multiplayer games over here. You will also see Nicorino, my friend, who is, he has been in content in the past, including that Raymond, whatever skit I mentioned. And he does pop in from time to time on stream, and even some of the videos, even now today. But like I was saying, adulting is a black hole, and sometimes you don't get what you want to do. But okay, it's time to go over our schedule for October. This is a working concept, so things are subject to change. Please remember that. I am a human being, not a robot. I am going to attempt to do this. A lot of it is already working, already halfway through a lot of this stuff, and getting, well, not halfway through content creation, but halfway through the scheduling, and it's going as a good flow, so a lot of this should be almost guaranteed. So the very first thing of all of this is this video right here is to be released today, the first, to be a new introductory and ad for the 10th anniversary, releasing on both B.O.L.T and SP. I might show this on stream, but it is an extra video, so we can set up the presidents of this month. So it's basically an extra little bit of content on top of an extra little bit of woohoo for the beginning of the month. The second thing I would like to say is that this video will be replaced as the welcome introductory part of the thing. So on my front page, it will show this video throughout all of October, but as of November 1st, it will be replaced by a new welcome video. This will still continue because this has a lot of 10th anniversary stuff, and it will stay on the channel. It will not be deleted, but it will be replaced as the introductory video and as the advertisement for people coming to this channel. That new welcome video will have some improvements that I'm currently working on as side projects. There will also be a huge announcement for December content. There will be a huge planning. If you guys know, there's usually the 12 days of Christmas. That might be getting bigger. We might be doing the 31 days of Christmas, to be announced on November 1st. I'm going to be working with people on that. You will see, and I already know you guys are going to like it a lot better than past years. But there also is another big side project. It's not going to be, whoo, it's a new game, it's a new animation. I don't have that time right now. But you might be getting some new content in another form here soon through another source. I'm working on it. You will be announced on November 1st. On the third subject, similar to last year, I will be releasing drawings like the 500 subscriber drawing. Let me go ahead and get back to my stuff real quick so I can show you the post. So drawings like this will be released every day from the 2nd to the 11th. So starting tomorrow, it'll be a 10-day countdown with drawings representing every day that will be released noon every single day. This has been released for the 500 subscriber special. It also says down here that I'm working on the Discord. But anyways, look forward to that. B.O.L.T NSP, oh no, that's 4th. But drawings will be released every day from the 2nd to the 11th. These will be based on the channel of my life, the creator aspect, and kind of just the channel as it goes. So in for the last 10 years, what have I been through, what has the channel been through, and what have I done as drawing, content creation, and streaming. And this will be unlike the previous year. During 9th anniversary, I did a bunch of like vampires, wolves, and all that. And then I will also be getting more active with drawing, since this is something I am passionate about. And a thing that I did mention in the past, and they are a part of the empty promises I've said, there will be a, further down the line, I'll be looking into possibly starting to animate and then do some game and music development. I am hoping to do this. It is something that technically I need the education for, but it is possible as someone who can just get the assets myself, work on it. But moving on to the 4th subject. This is one of the subject to change parts. From the 2nd to the 11th, B.O.L.T and SP will be taking turns on videos including new possible series, so a new game on B.O.L.T. Well, no, actually that's something for later. You don't need to hear that about now. But on B.O.L.T, it'll be the even days. On SP Studios, it will be the odd days. Like I said, it will be mostly new content that can be turned into possible series starting in November. And then there will also be some nostalgic videos to kind of call back to previous years. And then, let's see. Oh, and to add to it, on the 8th, SP Studios will be doing a double release for murder drones. I did mention this, that I have been doing a reaction series on murder drones from Glitch Studios. Let me just throw that up real quick. By the 8th, we'll be on the 7th episode, so I really, really, really wanted to kind of go into both getting the 7th and 8th episode done in one go and be a part of the 10th anniversary, but not count as a technical video. So technically, we'll be having episode 7 at 12, episode 8 at 2, and then B.O.L.T will have its countdown video at 4. That way, there's technically 3 videos coming out. There's a big double release on SP on top of a 10th anniversary video on B.O.L.T. This will happen on the 8th. Moving on to the 5th subject. This is hugely up for whatever happens. It is one of the biggest subjects to change. If I have the time, I will like to make shorts, especially ones that hit nostalgic parts of the channel, and I'd really like to do ideas on like core memories of the channels. But a big guarantee, quotations, is I also have been doing a small little series on my shorts on B.O.L.T. That is known as the Unwanted Advice series. Basically, it is me kind of going around my apartment and basically a hooded figure that lives in my walls or in my attic and I don't know where it is. And he just like, don't do the dishes, let them soak. And it's basically kind of called back to like the Dark Kermit meme. And it's kind of just like, let your impulses throw through you. Let them happen. I hate doing the voice because my throat is dry. But basically, I'm going to do a part 3 to that sometime during that, hopefully. 6. The final thing for the 10th anniversary on the 12th, October 12th, I'm off. Screw you, no videos. Nah. Unlike previous years, 10th anniversary is a big year count. We did just do this with Finance Rarities, so it's just like, I can kind of understand. It should be celebrated, and I'd like to celebrate it with you. It won't be anything like the countdown. It'll be kind of more just like a walkthrough of the history. So I would like to make a compilation of the past 10 years on both channels, and I'd kind of like to also do a kind of a director's commentary about what happened at these points throughout. So it's kind of like a draw my life, but not really. And also I'm usually off because it is my birthday normally. I'm a quarter century old. Don't remind me. But overall, the journey from the beginning of my channel in 2015 to now, I'd like to kind of do compilation. I would also like to do kind of a breakdown of the drawings, the countdown drawings, because there is a reason for all of them, and I am making them. As of right now, I am on day 5, so I'm halfway through the drawings. So we have about a month to turn out the rest. And what's bad is my ideas for the last 5 are, oh boy. The ideas normally take me that month to just do one of them. So I'm hoping that I'm going to meet my own expectations on that one. But you will still get them no matter what. On 7, later that night, if nothing comes up, because everything's been happening to me recently, but if nothing comes up, I'll be jumping on stream to kind of go through a bunch of different games. I'd like to do like a long stream to celebrate with everybody. So earlier in the day, we'll have a compilation, we'll have a director's kind of chit-chat about the entire span of both channels, and have a little bit of talk about on the breakdown of the drawings. And then we might also have something with Nick coming in, I'm hoping, because he is also a part of that core, similar to Raw Soldier. He is a part of that support, and I'd like him to come and be a part of that video. But later that night, we'll have an elongated stream to kind of do a big celebration with me live. Speaking of the birthday thing, for a wish, we'll be taking a week break with a normal release schedule and streams. You know, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturday, Sunday, we'll have some Bolt content. We'll have some streams. Monday, we'll have some Nancy Drew. We might have some stuff on Wednesday and Friday. That'll be on the 13th to the 18th. Please, give me that. It was my birthday, man. I'm sharing my birthday with you guys. Give me that week. Anyways, moving on to the second half of a celebration, both a 10th anniversary, quarter century age, and my favorite holiday, Halloween, because it is spooky month. Starting on the 19th, we'll be getting into the spooky season with the 13 Nights of Halloween. A reference to ABC. I grew up with ABC because I was poor, and ABC was one of those easy to get channels, and they always had the 13 Nights of Halloween with a bunch of movies like Nightmare Before Christmas, The Corpse Bride, and Scooby-Doo, the films. So it is a core memory for me, and I like to bring that core memory into existence with games. Number one, Bolt will be releasing videos on the 20th, 24th, and the 27th. One of those videos will be, and here's I think I kind of did a little funk on, was I'll be doing a release on a series that will become a series. Dead Space. I got the re-release in one of these sales, so I'd really like to do the very first video, an hour-long video on it on one of those days. Two, SP Studios will have a 22nd and a 29th release time. It is smaller than Bolt, but Bolt has more days releases anyways. And SP Studios is a passion project, so I'd rather not put too much stuff on there. Even though it's nights, they will still be releasing on SP Studios at 2 and Bolt at 4, respectively. I'd still want those to have a normal release schedule, so those will not be pushing back any further. Not to mention people still have school during this time, so I'm not going to have people watch videos at that time. 3, unlike the 10th anniversary where streaming is more of an addition, so like streaming only gets brought up at the very end on the 12th, if possible. We'll be using streams for the major part of this on the 19th, 21st, 23rd, 25th, 26th, 28th, and the 30th as the big part of the celebration. So Bolt and SP will have some content, but streaming is our main point of attack for the 13 Nights of Halloween, because I normally get home at almost midnight, so it's best to just record that late. The VODs will be up, so if you guys cannot be up that late for any reason, you can go and watch them on Bolt Shooter later the next day. Also, unlike the 10th anniversary with the theming of like nostalgia and the 10 years of me being on YouTube, I wanted to feel more spooky. I want to exist in the spoopy. So as best as I can, I'll be getting new horror games, or will at least be visiting multiple if I can't purchase most. Also, I did not, in the 10th anniversary, Bolt and SP will be derailed from a lot of their content because they will be taking over some of the responsibility for 10th anniversary. I didn't want the 13 Nights of Halloween to take over and derail them even further. because there is plans in December, like I said, we're doing at least 12 days. They're going to be derailed a lot if I have a whole month almost of them derailing their content to try to fit stuff in. So I'd really like for them to exist in their own space with a little bit of seasoning. So yeah, just give them room to breathe with some extra spice. And 31st of Halloween. Almost everywhere does not celebrate Halloween on Halloween because trick-or-treating comes up the weekend before. B.O.L.T and SP will have videos dropping with new content. So B.O.L.T and SP will be derailed for one night to make sure they have new content. That way the actual Halloween, the vibe is just there. We'll be streaming until 3 a.m. or later. I am going to be at the end of my work week, so I'll be having worked 5 nights. At Freddy's! But I will be probably tired, but 3 a.m. is a guaranteed. But later if I can. Some quick notes before we end here. If you can see, my office isn't really spooky editioned right now, but I will have decorations up for October's content, including Nancy Drew games don't have my face cam. I want to make sure the face cam is up. That way you can at least see some stuff in the background, so the vibe is there. I will also try my best to get Nick and even possibly more people on the 12th and the 31st streams at the least, because those are the big streams. I'd really like them to jump on, so that it feels more vibey. We can have more fun together. We'll also have other streams, hopefully with them. But alright, so like I said, basically 10th anniversary. So today is just to kind of be like, hey, here's what's happening. The next 10 days will be countdown drawings. We'll be sharing B.O.L.T and SP. Streaming will mostly do its own thing, keep its own bubble. But on the 12th, we'll be having a release on B.O.L.T. That'll kind of be like alright, here's a big celebration video to kind of just kind of go over and remember what we built this channel on. And then we'll have a big stream to end it all. We'll have a week break, and then we'll go into the 13 nights of Halloween. We'll be getting a bunch of new horror games. Hopefully everything in the 10th anniversary will be new as well. But a bunch of new horror games, knock on wood. A B.O.L.T and SP will do some videos, but will not be derailed completely. And then streaming will be mostly our biggest thing. And it'll have a large, through the 13 nights of Halloween, you'll see me mostly on there because it is the night that I'll be doing the streams. So look into that more than anything. So that's what I would say for that. And then for the 31st, we'll be doing both a new video on B.O.L.T, SP, and then do a big stream for horror games on the 31st. So Halloween's actually felt. I'll be decorating the entire office for the October content. And then we'll be actually doing some special stuff for the 13 nights of Halloween if I can get a hold of some stuff. I think I have 2 or 3 days covered for that special content. I'm doing something special to make it at least feel a little bit better. And then on November 1st, this video will be replaced with a new and simpler, because this is almost an hour long. It'll be a simpler welcome video, but I'd really like this to be, hey, this is a schedule right now. But November 1st, we'll be having a new welcome video On top of, there'll be some new improvements to the channels that I'm working on. We definitely should have the Discord up by then. I'm also working on the schedule for December that will be released as well on the November 1st release. And then there will also be a possible, I think it is almost guaranteed that side project for extra content, or at least make it easier for some content to be accessible on a separate media, an extra media. I don't know how to say it, but you'll have possible more content if you miss something, or to make it up for something. And then New Year's, I will be making kind of another thing, so that way, we don't have the December schedule on it. So there you go, guys. Kind of like a simplifier. It's just like welcome/advertisement, countdown drawings and videos. On the 12th, we'll do a remembrance on top of a big stream. Have a week off. Do a bunch of streams. Some small things on B.O.L.T and SP for the 13 nights of Halloween. Finish it up on the 31st with big videos on B.O.L.T and SP, and a big Halloween stream on B.O.L.T Shooter. And then on the 1st, we'll have a new welcome video going over new content, new concepts, and new schedule for December. And then New Year's Day, we'll return it to a new welcome video. November 1st video will probably be replaced. Will be deleted probably when that New Year's video comes out. But all right, that is my speech. I am sorry I took you guys so long to go through this, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.